Aquarius, and welcome to 2019. Can you believe we're here already? This video is going to be a monthly Tarotscope for Aquarius for January 2019. And this is Gwendolyn. Welcome back to the channel. Or if it's your first time here, welcome. So I'm just going to shuffle a little bit and tell you about a couple astrological events that are happening, or astronomical events, both really. There's a new moon in Capricorn on Saturday, January 5th. That's at 15 degrees, 25 minutes, Capricorn. And it's also, in addition to being a new moon, it's a partial solar eclipse. And it is conjunct to the fixed star Vega. So it has this sort of optimistic, generous, creative, poetic influence to it. And new moons are great times to put out intentions for new things that you want to draw to you, Aquarius. So set your intentions right around that new moon, partial solar eclipse, January 5th, Saturday, January 5th. It's also conjunct Saturn, so those could be somewhat long-lasting plans. And then on January 20th, the night of January 20th to the 21st, we have a total lunar eclipse. It's also known as the full-blood wolf moon, and that is a full moon in Leo. It's at 0 degrees 51 minutes Leo, and it is square to Uranus in Aries. So there's a little bit of a theme of unpredictability to that one. If it feels like things are changeable and unpredictable, that's what's going on. But full moons are usually times when things are illuminated, when things are being ready to let go. And with this being in your opposite house, your 7th house of partnership, there could be a way in which your partnership sector is being illuminated, Aquarius. It may be that some of you are letting go of a partner, a cycle that has completed, or for you, it could just be that the spotlight is on partnerships there, that it is being, cast in a full light, your partnership sector. So it could just be like that's where your chart is lit up towards the end of January. So let's just see what's coming up for you in the cards, Aquarius. And I'm going to give one more shuffle here, and then we'll see what's coming up for Aquarius in January. Looks like, ooh, big changes. We open with a major Arcana card, the Death card, which, it doesn't mean literal death. This means transformation. So it's really kind of poetic and archetypal to have the card of death for a new year. It's actually really funny. It's reminding me of Father Time. He usually carries a scythe, and then there's usually a new baby. That's very much symbolism of the new year changing, where Father Time takes away the old year, which is what I'm reading as death here. Sort of like death to the old year. And then you've done this sort of transformation. So what I'm seeing is that you're really a new person as we enter into 2019, Aquarius. You've completely transformed in some way or another. You may have a hard time recognizing your new self. 10 of Swords, yeah. You've completed a cycle. This is also death to negative thinking. 10 is a card of, it's a number of completion. And this means a way of thinking. Swords always represent thoughts, beliefs, ideas. This is air energy, which is your energy, Aquarius. So 10 means letting go of any of these negative beliefs, ideas, thought patterns that drain you or that have caused you pain and suffering in the past. It's sort of like there's a death to those ideas, a death to that old way of thinking that was draining you. So I'm really actually liking that for you, Aquarius, as an opening to 2019. That cycle is over. That cycle is completing, is what it tells me. And then you've got the World in reverse. So there may be something about this cycle that you're really ready to let go of with death in the upright, but there's part of it that you're resisting or you're fearful of letting go of. It's sort of like saying you want to get rid of the bad stuff, but you want to keep the good stuff. This is saying that it's usually meaning that you're up-leveling to a new level of experience, the World card. It means that you've graduated from the prior cycle, and that you're going up to the next cycle of consciousness, of awareness, of illumination. And with this in reverse, Aquarius, it's telling me that you may just have a little bit of fear doubt or resistance to going to the next level. It's almost like a senior in high school who has completed all their coursework and they have transformed and they become this new person, but they don't want to leave the school because it's too comfortable, it's too familiar. So there's a little bit of that feeling where you have up-leveled in some way, Aquarius, over this course of this past year, and as January opens, you've got this completion here, but there's some part of it, I'll say, that you don't want to let go of. Death in the upright tells me that you're ready to. The Ten of Swords tells me that that cycle is completing, that way of thinking is completing. But World in reverse says, I don't really know if I'm ready to let go. I don't know if I'm ready to go on to the next cycle. So just be aware of that. There's some sort of interplay. There may be a certain way of thinking that you've felt has served you, but it's been draining you. That would be a good place to look. Oh, and Two of Cups. So this might be regarding a relationship, Aquarius, that you don't want to let go of. Or something in some way that you have transformed, and maybe there was some betrayal or some grief within that relationship, but that you don't feel like letting go of the relationship, even though you have transformed out of it, is what the Death card tells me. With World and Two of Cups in reverse, I'm really getting the sense that this is what you're not wanting to let go of. There might have been some old love that you're still wanting to hang on to. So I'm going to encourage you to look into, Aquarius, what is the fear, doubt, or resistance of letting go? What is the fear, doubt, or resistance towards transforming and letting new love in? Let's see what else comes up. Ten of Staves, another 10 card, another completion card. And this means letting go of anything that feels like a burden. Coming to the end of the road of having to carry more than your fair share. Carrying a heavy load. You can see that he's decided on one staff there rather than the other 9. He's ready to either sell those at the market or give them away or deliver them to wherever he's delivering them. It means a completion of carrying all these heavy burdens, having too many responsibilities, feeling burdened or overwhelmed, and just sort of lightening your load. So there's a real theme here, Aquarius, of shedding of skins, of completing cycles. In fact, all these cards, I'm reading the Two of Cups with World here, so I'm reading this as a set, but all of these cards are talking about letting go. Death is letting go, transformation of the old you. Ten of Swords is completing an old way of thought, maybe letting go of negative thinking or letting go of any false beliefs, thoughts, ideas. The World is a completion. It's the last major Arcana card. So it means completing of a cycle. And I really get the sense that it's in relation to a love partnership, this Two of Cups energy. This may be a resistance, fear, or doubt about letting a relationship go. And this Ten of Staves is another completion card, another 10, which is saying the time has come for you to let go of these heavy burdens, to just decide on one thing to carry. Maybe it's one point of focus instead of feeling scattered or feeling like you're going in 10 different directions, Aquarius. So lots of wrapping up energy. I'd say the first half of January before we enter into your birthday month. So let's see what else is coming up. The Hanged Man. There might be a nice time of pause between the middle of January and when your birthday season begins, Aquarius. And the Hangman means taking a time out, flipping upside down to get a new perspective, seeing things from a total 180. And you usually get enlightenment when you look at things from a different point of view. That's why he's looking at this little scarab beetle down here at the bottom. The scarab beetle in Egyptian imagery meant transformation and rebirth. So along with this Death card, I'm really reading this as enlightenment and rebirth for you as you turn upside down and look at things from a completely new point of view. The Hangman card also has overtones of the crucifix, something that has sort of put you through hell. And you go up on the cross, and then you die and are reborn. So there's almost this theme within this card, which is another major Arcana card. You've got three of them here. So major cycle, major ending, that has given you new insight, new illumination. It's transformed you into someone new. It's almost got also the imagery and archetype of a caterpillar hanging upside down that transforms within a chrysalis and emerges as a butterfly. You know, and I'm seeing the wings here of this, I think it's a winged ibis. But a lot of messages here of death and rebirth is what I'm getting for you, especially completion and letting go with all of these cards first half of January, and then maybe a timeout to reflect upon things, to regenerate just like the caterpillar does in the chrysalis into that butterfly, and then you emerge as King of Wands. You emerge at the beginning of your birthday month. You know, I'm looking at the last 10 days of January here and into the beginning first few weeks of February. You emerge as King of Staffs, which is confident, bold, energetic, enthusiastic energy, big vision, big dreams. And whether you're male or female, King of Staves says, you know, I have this dream, I'm seeing the big picture, and I'm willing to go after it. I'm willing to take action. For some of you, this may translate into working or being involved with a fire sign person. So this could be an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius that's showing up in your life. But I'm seeing too, funny enough, I'm seeing this little scarab beetle here in the corner. So I'm kind of getting that you're leading. It's funny that these two cards are right next to one another. I'm getting the sense that here's where you get your big idea. You're going within, you're transforming, you're seeing things from a different perspective. And then here this little scarab beetle is calling you to say, okay, now take your own authority. Go after those big dreams. This is a card of action, a card of seeing the big dream, the big picture, and knowing how to implement it, knowing how to go after it. King of Wands archetypes, for example, are Mozart, Walt Disney, you know, people who are eccentric, one of a kind, do things in their own unique way. And accomplish their dreams. I believe John Lennon was also a King of Clubs. So that's that kind of energy there. And when I say they're a King of Clubs, they're born according to the Cards of Destiny system. You know, their birth date dictates that. Let's see what else is coming up, Aquarius. Yeah, Nine of Staves. This is my Cool Hand Luke card, which means getting knocked down, but keep getting back up. You know, someone who keeps getting back up after they've been knocked down. And I often share a Samuel Beckett quote whenever I see this card, and it says, ever tried, ever failed, never mind, try again, fail better. So this to me is the card of someone who is the survivor, the person who perseveres. So when you keep getting knocked down, you keep getting back up, there's nothing that can stop you. So even if it feels like you've transformed, even if you have this big dream, this big vision, if you encounter some difficulties at first, it doesn't matter. You fall down, you get right back up. So I love that about that card. Eight of Cups means moving on from something. Again, I'm seeing him in contemplation, looking at this big eye in the sky. Again, sorry about that, Aquarius. My camera cut out on me. So anyway, I'm seeing this whole thing about the guy is there in meditation and he's seeing the bigger picture. He's seeing something, a vision, almost in his dreams. And the Eight of Cups is usually about completing something and walking away. He's having a bigger vision of the future. And I really see that happening for you here, Aquarius, in January. This whole reading, this whole theme is about letting go of the past, letting it go of things that don't serve you, going inward and having this dream of this bigger future, this bigger endeavor that you're going to be taking on. So I'm really liking it. Yeah, Magician. This is the I Am card. This is the card of I can create whatever I want. I have the power to envision things, and I have all the resources necessary to bring my dreams to reality. You know, this is the manifester card. The person who takes the resources in front of them. You can see in this card he's got everything, the cup, the pentacle, the sword, and the staff. And he's able to, in this case, the staff is like a live snake. It's the wand is something that's alive. So I'm going to say, Aquarius, you know, make January the time when your dreams come true. This is the abracadabra card. And it's actually the card, abracadabra means I speak it and therefore it becomes so. So I'm going to say not only speak your dreams, but write them down too. There's a lot of power in the word, the written word and the spoken word. And then we have Ace of Cups here in reverse. So this may again mean letting go of an old love. You know, so echoing this Two of Cups in reverse, but it could also be a fear, doubt, or resistance to receiving new love. Aces are usually new beginnings, you know, the start of something new. So do you have any fear, doubt, or resistance, Aquarius, to allowing new love to come in? This can also be something like a project that is fills you up with creativity and passion, makes your cup runneth over. So is there a way in which there's some sort of fear, doubt, or resistance to letting the thing in that you're going to love the most? It's actually funny too, because I see depicted in this card, there's a snake wrapped around that tiny finger, and I'm seeing it as the same snake here. It's in that infinity shape here, and it's wrapped around the finger of this hand. So it's sort of like saying, don't dump out any new love willingly or unwittingly that is coming to you. You know, you actually have a lot more power than you might think this month. And then the Four of Cups, here's, you know, especially in conjunction with this Ace of Cups in reverse, the Four of Cups is about missing out on something just because you're not seeing it. So with Ace of Cups in reverse and Four of Cups, I'm going to say, keep an eye out for love that could be coming to you that is not from an expected source or not from an expected direction. I'm seeing also in this card, he's got one wand in his hand and he's chosen one cup. Kind of like the magician here. He's got this wand, this living wand in his hand. And I'm seeing this new love coming to you that's not of the ordinary. Those three cups in the foreground kind of represent yesterday, today, and tomorrow. And this is outside of that realm. It's outside of the realm of normal time-space. It's kind of coming from an unexpected source, maybe a source that you create. I remember, for example, and this is kind of a funny example, but I remember wanting a puppy for Christmas one year. And I went out and looked for puppies, and I couldn't find any of them. Or I couldn't find any ones that I connected with. And it was because my dog hadn't been born yet. She was born that following March. And so I found her June or July of that next year. But it's kind of like the thing that you are looking for may come to you from a completely unexpected source. It's your desire that formulates it, that motivates it, that you'll know it when you see it is sort of the answer here. And don't be afraid of letting new love in, a new passionate endeavor, something that brings you joy, makes your cup runneth over. And also in both of these cards too, Aquarius, I'm seeing these three pyramids. There might be something significant for some of you about that. Is this love having to do with something in the mountains or beyond the mountains or going up to a mountain retreat? Often Four of Cups can mean a retreat or being asleep. So I just want to echo that. And I think it's going to be a powerful month for you, Aquarius. I think there's going to be a lot of letting go of the old, shedding a skin here. That's another image of this snake that keeps coming up. And that's where your power is. And brings in this new thing that you're passionate about, that you kind of have a vision of. And it's just a matter of bringing it into reality. So that's my reading for you, Aquarius, for January. I hope you liked it. If you did, feel free to give it a thumbs up or share it with another Aquarius. As always, feel free to subscribe. And if you'd like to ever book a personal reading with me, you can do that. I'll have a link in the top corner. Should be right around here somewhere. You'll see that little eye. And as always, I just want to thank everyone so much for watching. Yours in the Stars.